In 3, 2, 1, go. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us under the library. As usual, we are playing Call of Cthulhu for your entertainment. We are continuing our Blood on the Rocks module, our homebrew adventure in the town of Bloodstone, created by our very own keeper. I'm your host. My name's Arthur, and I am playing Gerald. Chris is playing Beau Claremont or Beaumont. Emily's playing Florence. Wayne is Quentin. Scott's Yacker. Rick is Philip. And as always, our incredible keeper is Michael. Michael, the show is all yours.
Thanks. Welcome to Whetstone.
Did you say Whetstone? That's one of my favorite That's one of my favorite state parks. I went there as a kid all the time.
Welcome to.
What?
You screwed up by the third word.
Wait.
Is that
Whetstone is a park?
Oh yeah, it's all shale.
Oh, you're making shit up.
No.
Anyway.
Shale cliffs.
Anyway, Michael.
Thank you for saving me, Chris. As you can tell, Bloodstone, well, you may not be able to tell, Under the Library is made for mature audiences by very, very, very immature people. And includes themes of bodily horror as well as other things that may be inappropriate for younger audiences. We do hope you'll join us. And with last week's recap and getting me off the microphone is Florence or Emily.
Great. I'm not looking at the comments tonight, so do your worst.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Okay.
The music's still on.
Yeah.
You can't do any worse than I just did.
So, last week we opened with another issue of the Bloodstone Expose, May 5th, 1892, Thursday. Winged wards of Satan continue to plague the town was the caption of the picture of this dark winged being. But that morning we are finally getting in motion and figuring out what we're going to do for the day. Beau meets Quentin outside of the sheriff's office, and Quentin convinces him not to turn himself in, pointing out the flyer that indicates that the sheriff may not be who he seems. Yacker goes to Philip to treat his arm. Philip finds an abscess and he must lance it. He does lance it, and also there's a possibility of tetanus. Florence heads for the train station because she is going to meet her sister Rosamond, to visit her where she is in an asylum in a nearby town, Deadwood. And Yacker decides to go with her because he needs more medical treatment than he can find in this small town. Though at the same time that they are headed off out of town, the rest of the party is headed back to Lloyd's. I should mention, there was a lot of deputizing going around. Quentin deputized Beau, who then deputized Philip. So everybody has their responsibilities now, their power. They do stop by the store, They stop by Lloyd's to lock up and eventually are going to Gerald's. That's what I meant to say. Nothing in the cat trap yet. Florence and Yacker make it to the train station, hear a whistle. As they're getting on the train, Yacker is very sweaty, very uncomfortable, looks like he's in bad shape. And after they find their seats in the train, Florence has an encounter with a man she recognized from her shop. She wanted to ask for information, but he was incredibly rude and hostile and threatens to shoot her. She was continuing to try to speak to him because he was with a group of women and children, and she wanted to know if they were okay, why they were there, but he continued to threaten her, and she retreated. At the same time, the rest of the party arrive at Gerald's. They approach from the sides and peek in the windows. They see some horses outside that weren't there before and realize that there are people in the house. The sheriff calls from inside the house to leave the weapons and approach. Quentin refuses. shoots for the house. There's some return fire. Eventually, Quentin hits the figure in the window. Another voice from inside said they assassinated a fine, upstanding sheriff and show yourselves. Earlier, Philip had wanted to use dynamite on the house. Beau talked him down, but at this point, Beau gives him the go-ahead. They blow up the house. Quentin charges in, finds a headless body, the man he shot, another body, probably killed in the explosion, but to make sure, he shoots the body. The body of Gerald is not in the house. The fancy man I wrote, the second man in the house was fancy by his dress and by his voice. He had a letter in his breast pocket, which Harold took. It said something along the lines of, "Dear Jonathan, please come. I'm being stalked. Bring the sheriff." The letter described the three who were at his house earlier in great detail. Signed, Gerald.
I forget, was the description of you three?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it was. What did
Did
we
you-
do with
didn't
that note, by the
Quentin-
way?
Harold,
Didn't
you
Quentin
have it.
get shot?
Okay, good.
Hmm?
Did you? Maybe you mentioned I just meant Quentin. You got shot, didn't you?
I got shot real bad. I'm down to
Quinn?
four hit points.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
shit.
I mean, I come over and try and
Oh yeah, you got shot in the arm, I guess.
Yeah.
try and do a tourniquet
right.
and heal
I
you
missed that.
potentially.
I did some first aid on it to staunch the bleeding, but more work probably could be done. You know, I'm thinking of blood transfusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear they go really well in the West.
Warm
Yeah.
milk.
Well, there's
warm
plenty
milk.
of animals around that we can pump into you. Just squeeze a chicken right into you.
Get yourself some coyote blood.
Maybe you can catch one of them fly iron fellers that came through town. I'm sure one of their bloods would be good for you.
Yeah, you might be able to fly.
So I would go over and try and medicine him.
The guy against the wall.
No, yes, I want to try
Is
and
medicine a
put
verb?
him
Medicine
back
him.
together.
Hey, he's the doctor. He
no,
knows
quit-
best.
Quentin Barry. I want to go over to Quentin Barry. There we go. And I got a tourniquet there. He clearly did such a piss poor job. Quentin, we gotta staunch that real tight.
I think that I think that there's still a bullet in there, if I'm not mistaken. But that's okay. There's other things to do here.
I can. One of us can suck it out. That's all.
I think we'll.
I think it would be very hard for Quentin to suck it
was
out
gonna
himself.
say.
So I think you better do it, Phil.
What does Quentin have to roll for flexibility?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say not it.
Let me get my dice. There we go. Extreme success. No.
All right, we'll leave it in there. We'll go back to searching the house. That's fine.
I was gonna say we have more pressing matters than my shoulder. I said we need to move on and find the entrance into the basement, the lower level, where the animals are and that abominable creature is.
And timely, as you say that, there's a small earthquake under your feet. I guess that's redundant. There's a small earthquake.
Oh, jeez.
So the whole house sort of gives a big shake and things tumble a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, what's left of the house, right? Like stuff kind of crumples down over your head.
So
Nothing serious, but
less of an
it's-
earthquake and more of a structural shift.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Oh, that
Okay.
that doesn't seem good.
I said we need to make our way to well, I've been to the place before, and it's a it's a bit of a ramshackle mess after the dynamite has destroyed part of it. But I say to Philip, I said, Philip, help me stand up here, and we'll go to the place where the entrance is to those animals. We have to get Harold over there. He's he's single-mindedly wants to get those animals out of that basement, and before this place comes tumbling down around us, we need to do so.
Yeah, I'll get you. I'll help you. Your pile Lincoln logs over there, up and over to the chamber hatch.
Yeah, I'll go start
Yeah,
trying to
I mean-
move the bed.
I could help, but no one mentioned my name, so I
I was
guess
gonna
I'll
say-
just stand out here and I'll sing a little song. Lift those timbers, drag them away, find the hatch, and down you go to save the day. Yeah, yeah.
Make a luck roll as you try to move the bed.
Who is the bed mover?
I
Ah,
guess
there we go.
I had said that I was going to do that, so I guess that's me.
Here comes the first 100, right?
Oh dear. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a success. That's an 18.
Well, you lucky motherfucker. It didn't, somehow that dynamite blast didn't affect the outside wall. So you're able to
Whew.
move the bed and open the hatch. As you open the hatch, it's dark down there.
Oh, at this point, which I'm carrying, I have this curious lantern I had gotten, that electric lantern. And I pull out my electric lantern and light it up. And I have my satchel full of goods from the general store. And I say, Harold, Harold, I don't know if you meant to go down first, but I'm more than willing to go if you don't want to. I know you absolutely want to get these animals out. If you feel you need to go down there, I'll be right behind you.
Now, didn't y'all mention that the last time you went down there, you got all evil fights? I think Florence told me that. Are you sure you want to take a double dip?
I am of one single mind to make my way down there. Nothing
Well,
will sway me.
apparently you were last time too, but then that mind got twisted into
Ooh.
something dark and
I got a good quote for you. Okay, here I go. Swear of me, the path to my fixed purpose is laid with iron rails, whereon my soul is grooved to run. Over unsounded gorges, through the rifled hearts of mountains, under torrents' beds, unerringly I rush. Naught's an obstacle, naught's an angle to the iron way. And I make my way down the stairs.
All I got from that was you were hiding under somebody's bed. Okay.
Why I don't do literature.
As you shine your light, it's really it does that thing right where the light beam doesn't go far because there's so much dust coming down and dirt coming down, and it's really hard to see, and it's obviously very unstable down here.
So is Quentin, so it's okay.
They cancel each other out. It's fine.
Hey,
Long as we're-
anybody want to play taps on their trumpet?
long as we're of differing wavelengths, we'll equal each other out. It'll be nice and calm.
That's
So,
totally what
Harold-
happened last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Harold, it looks extremely dangerous down there and dark and perilous. I suggest you stay behind. I have one thing to do. Make my way down there. If I can get the animals out, I will do it.
All right. So you'll pass them up one at a time, and
I'm not
is
sure
that
what
we're
I'll do.
doing?
Like I said,
Harold, why don't you help them? I'll stay up here. Because you made it sound like there are a lot of animals down there. I
Yeah,
don't
there's a few down there. Yeah, I'll come with you, Quentin.
So I'll stay up here and I'll snatch the animals up. I'll also keep an eye out in case Gerald comes back.
That Gerald. He might be. I said that Gerald, I believe, would be in the lower portions of this place.
I think he might be down there.
And I'm not sure he's really Gerald. I think we'll find out. The abomination that.
Oh shit! You found Gerald when you moved the bed. Gerald was in his bed.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
how's he feeling?
Yeah.
I forgot y'all were looking for Gerald. I mean, Gerald's dead.
Oh,
So-
okay.
so the
He is
bed's
still
not-
dead.
It would have been better if he were still sound asleep.
Right.
Yeah,
We should
right.
hadn't been
Uh,
looking for him. Would they not have seen
When
him?
you moved the bed, I missed a good moment there, Harold. When you moved the bed, that was Gerald's corpse on the bed, right?
But so this is important because Gerald has died multiple times now. He was whacked in the head with a butt of a rifle, and then his head was kind of twisted off. So
Yeah.
Sort
So
of.
is he nearly
yeah.
dead, or is he really
So
most sincerely
what
dead?
I was gonna say, what
Quentin, I'll
markers?
look the other way if you want to cut his damn head off.
It's a good thing Florence isn't
Don't
there.
ask, don't tell.
I said, what
And
markers
then
of?
save it in a bag for Florence.
So does he have all the marks of his past altercations?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when you twisted his head, the bone came through his neck.
Yeah.
So how did he? He must have wrote that letter before, because I was thinking somehow he's not dead in my twisted mind of Quentin, and he came back to life, much like, some. Okay, interesting.
Okay, so these dudes just moved him from where he had
Make a-
been onto the bed.
Quentin, make an idea roll.
A what roll?
An idea roll.
Intelligence.
Oh, that's.
Oh, is he wearing his bedclothes, or is he still wearing his?
Oh man, that is an extreme success. I got a 13.
Okay, you realize with that extreme success that there's no way that no possible way with time that Gerald could have written a note that got to this in this feller's breast pocket. It's just absolutely impossible. In fact, the more you think about it, the crazier it is, because it absolutely defies every known law of humans that note would have been written by Gerald and actually made it to this guy. So much so that you question whether they would have even known each other in the first place, if Gerald could have even written that note.
So he was just using that as a way to get in and steal Gerald's goodies.
So I turned
And
to Harold.
did you say you got an extreme success?
Yeah, it was. I needed a 15. I got a 13, so that was an extreme because I have a 75 intelligence.
Okay, so what you do is you go back and you search the man further through his clothes, and you find his you find his banking ledger, like his personal banking ledger that y'all originally kind of saw and just didn't think of as useful. But you look at his banking ledger and you compare it to the note, and you realize that it's the exact same handwriting.
It is the same handwriting. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
So the man, the nicely dressed man in the room wrote that note to himself, but it's in Gerald's voice, and none of you have ever met that man.
Gotcha. And so I turned to Harold and I say, that note in your pocket, it's come to me. And I explain, is it exactly what you just confirmed for us? I said, that note was not written by Gerald, our dead friend here. It was written by the fellow with the bowler hat that I'm wearing right now. The fellow with the bowler hat, Harold. Please note that. This could be important. If I don't make it out of the basement, please pass that information on to the others in the group. It could be very, very important for the nefarious activities that are going on in this town. There's some clandestine activities and shenanigans.
Clandestine? With
you
white.
put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Yeah, on the wrong syllable.
Hey, Quentin, just a quick question here. You said there's something odd about this Gerald guy. Do you want me to cut him up while you're down there? Just do a little autopsy? I'm happy to.
That's so. I said, tell you what, on the way out, stick a piece of dynamite in him.
I have no problem with that, because that's how we learned all about modern medicine, is by back in the day and, taking people apart, seeing how they worked. He's dead. He ain't going to mind.
Yeah, I just have some time on my hands, and I open up my.
What if he has all that purple goop running through his veins?
You're all. I was gonna say, he's your patient at this time. I'll have nothing to do with him.
But I got a question here. This note that I got. So you're saying it was written by the fancy fellow over there?
Yeah.
But it had descriptions of us in it.
That's where I believe the something with this creature, and there's some sort of connection between the creatures and the Lamava and all the other things going on.
Or it simply could just be that he were spying on us. He might have been.
He'd have to be a really good one.
Town. Well, just ask Quentin. You're a pretty good spy himself.
So Quentin's switched his mind after his sanity plunge, as of the mind that there's something that is interconnected, much like in I guess
Conspiracy theorist.
no what was the show with the kids with the creature? Oh my God, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Much like Stranger Things, where things are connected and knowing somehow through other things. So he's not really putting it together, but he has an emotion and a feeling that there's other things, seeing things for other things, and learning things in this sort of in a hive mind fashion. But he's getting the sense that there's some sort of community of evil going on that's communicating. And this fellow with the fancy hat, who had a fancy hat, is somehow connected to that.
All right. Well, we're going down the hole.
Right before you go down the hole, sorry, this is a wonderfully tense moment, but I got to break it for a second. What did y'all do to the cages the last time you were here? You put them on some sort of timed device, correct? That the animals could gnaw through the bone. Do I remember this right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did we actually do that?
You got some of them.
I know we had
done.
talked about it. I wasn't sure that we actually did it.
Yeah.
I think that's because that was why I
You
was worried about coming
completed
back.
some of them, and then
Yeah?
I
Okay.
said that I was going upstairs, and you said you'd just come back.
Yeah, I remember that well. And Quentin would remember that as well.
Great.
And so, yeah, I was going to say, with that thought in mind, I say, Harold, the creatures could very well be free, and you saw how, wickedly aggressive they were. So going down there could be mean anyone's death. The other thing that could have happened is the creatures could have wandered into that other room down there and met their death already from that other creature that's down there, the abomination, or they wandered into that lab. So any one of those things could have happened.
Well, I don't like the sound of any of that, but I just can't shake the feeling of these other ones locked up in their cages and just being left to die. I can't do that.
Okay, I got an idea. Philip, quickly.
Philip's busy with the autopsy. I'll do whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Philip, we need the body. Hand over Gerald, would you?
And I hand an actual hand, like an arm, over to you.
Perfect. And I say this one might give us an indication if there's anything down there. And I does anyone have a rope?
Probably.
Even like a 50-foot rope?
I think the stairs were a rope ladder.
Okay. Well, if there's something to tether the arm to, I'll do that as quickly. If there isn't, that's okay too.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's bed sheets. You could be resourceful. I'll give you that.
There's Gerald's intestine length. How long is that?
Well, I was going to save a little bit, and you see me pulling a bit out of my.
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
And I
Isn't that the
roll-
last?
Okay.
It's a little slippery, but you can
So
tie a
good.
decent knot with it.
Is this where we want to switch over to what's going on in the train? Because
I don't
this
like
is getting
this game.
off the rails.
I don't like this game at all.
It's not nice. So
It's
it-
well
I
within
was just about
character
to-
for Philip. It's
You're
well
having-
within character for Philip.
You're having trouble stomaching it, Yaku?
It's a very hard time to bring up our future potential
Okay.
sponsor. I don't think they're going to want to sponsor us anymore.
Spanglers.
Hey, they were on the liquidation rack at Tops.
I
All
hope
right.
you got us a
I'll-
bunch.
And to be fair, all of these jokes are just in testing.
Oh,
hard to
God.
digest them.
Oh, God.
Wow.
All right.
So the arm gets lowered down, attached to sheets or whatever was handy in the room, perhaps the rope underneath the bed, and lowered down
A handy where?
much like a
That's what he was using the arm for.
fishing,
Okay.
and was sending down to see if we get any nibbles, any sense that it's being chomped.
Okay, you feel it hit the ground, and then there's a hard pull. I mean, really, really hard. And do you hold on to the sheet or do you let go?
Oh, there's no reason to hold on to it. We know there's something big down there chomping on.
And the sheet runs right through your hands and flies down the hole as you shine your light after it, and you just see the sheet wisp into the sandy darkness.
Holy crap,
Ah,
Quentin. How big a
fuck.
thing was that? That just tore the sheet right out of your hand.
I said I think that it felt big enough to tear a human apart. Most likely, that was one of the. What were the bigger animals that you saw in there? I went to the room, but I don't remember.
Well, there
You
was
said
that
there were-
fox. That fox
No,
was.
you also said there was a wolf. Remember?
Was there a wolf? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay, so something of that that strength. There was something definitely was highly dangerous.
Yeah, he said everything. You said everything that were like native to this area. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
Yeah.
groundhogs here are vicious.
yeah, perhaps it were a whole pile of them.
It could have been. Could have been a swarm
what a
of
great scene.
groundhogs.
Goddamn. Like a bunch
goddamn
of-
swarm of ground.
I was going to say a bunch of zombie prairie dogs all looking up at the same time.
At this point, I said, Harold, you're ingenious. Let's quickly fashion some torches that will burn extremely brightly and hot, and will hopefully keep the animals at bay. We have to make our way down there.
All right. Well, I'll get working on that.
Okay. Quentin, I need you to make a POW roll.
Can do. Oh my goodness, a 5. Got it.
All right. So that's extreme for you, right?
That's an extreme, yeah.
Okay. And you feel the presence of some outside force trying to make its way into your mind, and
Oh, dear.
your agency of the moment, your kind of intensity, all of your life skills are able to let you focus on the situation in hand and push it out. However, you're
okay.
very aware that this is a powerful force working on your mind.
Well, actually, I'm going to go with the even more so is the Quentin has taken the mind of Captain Ahab and his Moby Dick, and he's of one single purpose in mind, and so that's how his clarity is staying there.
You're protected by your insanity.
Exactly. So
Wonderful.
that's my explanation of it.
Love it.
That's
Love
great.
it.
He's Ahabing it right now. There was nothing that will swerve him from the iron rails of his notion.
Fantastic.
And so once we get this fire going, I want to take a torch down. Harold, I don't want you to go down first. He says, this is for me to do, and if I don't want any of my friends to get hurt or killed in this is of one single purpose. If you can help me, I would appreciate it. But I don't want you to come to.
Well, I'm going to run into the other room quick and make up a couple of torches. So I got a fragment of a piece of wood, and I wrap some fabric around it. Then I cut open one of those bodies and I take some human fat because that burns really hot and quick, right, Phil? This doesn't human fat burn.
Oh yeah, that'll light up pretty good there.
So
You're gonna
I
get some good sizzle.
I'll smear that all over. Okay, bring it back, light it up. Here you go, gents.
Oh,
Hang
that
on,
brings back
Beau,
the memory.
Beau, are you the only one making torches? What were you making, Harold?
No, I was working on on like an extreme torch.
Okay, so Beau, can you make a survival roll for me? And Beau, can you make? Sorry, Beau, make a survival roll. Harold, make a mechanical repair roll.
Okay, let me see. That's low. Let me see if it's low enough. Survival. Should have pretty good survival. Yep. That's I've got a 50. I rolled a 29. Not
Okay.
a hard success, just a regular success.
Yeah, mine's a regular success too.
Okay, yeah. So it doesn't only takes you about like half an hour to kind of fashion these things together. So
Okay, and in that time, I stay by the door and see if the dust is settling and I can get any better vision of things scurrying about underneath.
okay, and make a luck roll.
A 28, got that one.
Okay. So it seems like in the last kind of half hour, you haven't felt any more shaking from the house. You think that possibly, and the dust is starting to settle a little bit, though it is crumbling from the ceilings, and you're never getting kind of a perfect vision, but you think at points maybe you see the floor as you look down there, and you do kind of constantly detect these attacks, but you just think of them as waves against the sides of the ship, right? These attacks on your mind. but you just buffer them. You're almost more than Ahab. You're becoming the ship itself, just flailing against the sea.
Great.
Does it suffice to say I've partitioned out the body at this point?
Yes, yes, Phil. You've done whatever you would have liked to have done with the body.
I
Actually,
just want
Did
Did you
a
find
goodie bag
anything?
for
Did you
everybody.
find anything
Yeah, do I
interesting?
find anything? That was sort of my question.
Yeah.
You got the box out of his throat, correct, Quentin?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that had to come
and
earlier, I remember.
yeah, and as you kind of cut him up, he's perfectly human inside.
Really? No like lamava bits in there?
No anomalies or anything.
Huh.
It's just the
Weird.
box.
All right.
So,
Well, I'll
I'm gonna-
wrap some bits up to give Quentin and them as maybe distraction items, and I'll take just like a side of ribs for myself, and that'll be it.
Oh,
and
God.
and you're all by yourself, aren't you? Because
You
I'm
make,
in the other
you
room.
make a cook fire out there?
I
All
mean,
by
you guys
myself?
would just hear my doctor's bag closing, and then
You're
The-
hear
the
barbecue
sloppy,
sauce
sloppy
opening up.
sound, and then a zzz.
So,
zip.
so
Yeah, and
at this
I
realization,
got goodie bags for everybody. And
at
then,
this realization that Philip has taken apart the body of Gerald and realized it's perfectly human, he's come to the notion that Gerald was possessed much like he was Quentin was himself, and he starts getting a sense that Gerald wasn't Gerald when these things were happening, and when he was killed, it was just his body that was killed, yet his the thing that was possessing him is still at bay.
Totally good.
Do you want to scoot over to the train?
Sounds
Or do
good.
you want us to keep going?
No, let's go. Let's go over to the train. We can hop back and forth tonight. See how old Yacker, who's white as a sheet, sweating bullets with that stiff arm, and Florence and her good buddy in seat B12 is doing. Or is that
How are you
12B?
doing, Yacker?
I don't
How are you
feel too
feeling?
good. My arm hurts. And I feel like you're about to abandon me. Don't
We're on a
abandon
train. There's nowhere to
Yacker.
go. I won't abandon you.
I see a tunnel. Oh no, it's really a tunnel.
Can you bend your arm?
No. No, it doesn't feel good at all.
I'm sure the people at the hospital in Deadwood can help you. Are we
Mhm.
almost there?
Are we going to play this out in real time?
That's pretty much how we do things, right?
About to say, we're like at 3/4 speed most of the time. All right. So are you just gonna sit in your seat then? Is that the gig, Florence?
Unless one of those women or children comes walking past.
No, Florence, you would know this. Are there any stops between Bloodstone and Deadwood?
No, there are not.
That's good. So you don't have to worry about him getting off the train.
That's good.
All right. And I don't know if you remember from last week's episode, but you heard him say as you walked away that aside about I'm just keeping you safe from some of these strange people, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But considering that I don't think that I am a strange person, that just
Right.
makes me distrust him more.
Yeah, we never think that.
Yeah.
All right. So you're sitting with Yacker, and Yacker's not looking so hot. And you know from the scenery kind of what's around you that you're about halfway to Deadwood. And you feel the train start slowing down. You've never, in your experience, all these times of these train rides to Deadwood, felt the train slow down at this point, but you feel it slowing down. As you look out the window and You see a lot of dust on a trail to the north of you. So you're kind of pretty able to fixate where you are. There's lots of horses, and they don't seem to have a ton of riders, and this is a very odd moment. Yep, we're still on air. Florence is
Yep.
just thinking. Florence
Well,
is taking
it
in the
is indeed
situation.
an odd moment. I can't tell the train to keep going.
Yeah.
What's going
So-
on?
So I'm just gonna lean over to you. Does the train normally stop now? Because this is my first
No.
time on the train.
No, there are no stops between Bloodstone and Deadwood.
And what about those horses? Do you normally see a bunch of horses running alongside the train?
No, there are no stops. There are no towns. There's nothing.
All right. So I'm taking out my shotgun and I'm gonna keep it low, but I'm also keeping it ready.
Okay.
Florence, do you have a gun?
I do.
Okay. Well, you better keep it ready just in case.
I'll just reach into my bag and clutch my gun, I guess.
And I'm looking around. Does anyone look alarmed?
Nobody. Sorry, I should make a psychology roll.
My first thought would be bandits. Colt Express.
Yeah,
No.
there you go.
Yeah.
I missed.
Okay. You look around, and it doesn't seem like anybody's reacting, but you also don't feel so good. So you're really kind of preoccupied with how long you're going to be able to keep your wits about you.
Well, okay, so what if I just turn around? I mean, we're in the front seat of a car, I think, but if I just turn around to whoever's sitting behind me and say, do you know why we're stopping?
And it's a woman with her child, and let's see how well you do here. Can you make a persuade or charm roll for me?
Sure. I'll make a charm roll.
Okay. Be
I'm a
charming,
very polite
Florence.
lady. I rolled a
Yeah.
2.
Oh. You charmed the pants off.
I did. I did.
Whoa. Everybody's
If
keeping
you
the
wanted
pants on
to.
this train. That's right. Oh,
I'm sorry, I was
All
a
right.
little too charming.
yeah. And so you kind of lean back over the seat, and what do you whisper to this lady?
Just say, do you know why we're stopping? We never stop here.
Why we're here? We're at the place of promises, don't you know?
Well, this
Oh,
train
boy.
goes to Deadwood.
I don't know about no Deadwood, honey, but they told us this is the land right here. Oh, it's the promised land.
Who told you this? I'm pretty sure this train goes to Deadwood.
It may, and if you stay on board, I'm sure it'll take you right there. But as far as I know, my husband, God bless his sweetheart, he's given his working body so that me and my 3 children, we can make our way up north to the promised land.
So this is your first time on this trip then?
Oh, you only have to make this trip once. I hear it flows so bountifully with milk and honey that there ain't no reason to ever go further again.
And where did you hear this?
Oh, you know, um, it's kind of a secret because they don't want too many people up there, but that's what they told us, and that's what we hear word back from. We heard from that lady back there, and she points way back. But uh, nobody seems to notice with your extreme success that she points to the way back. A lady in the back of the train. You're not necessarily able to pick out which one.
Mhm.
But she said, "Oh, she told us all about it. Her husband came to work at the mine, and oh, she just talked about how great they treat her and her children. They're schooling, and there's food, and everybody stays warm through the winter, and everybody treats everybody so kindly.
So this lady, she'd been to the promised land and then she came back?
She did. She did, because there was room. There was room for more of us to come.
Do you know how the medical care is in the promised land? Because my friend here, he's feeling pretty rough today.
Well, everybody I've heard from just looks so healthy that comes from the promised land. And so I imagine they must have people to take care of you. They take care of everything there. That's what they told us.
Well, how do you get admitted to the promised land? Could we just hop off the train and show up?
Oh, I don't know. You have to ask that nice gentleman over there, but it doesn't seem like you get along too well with him.
Oh my goodness. You mean the man that I was talking to earlier? You saw that?
Yeah. And I don't think I'm really supposed to be talking to you, but you look like such a nice lady that I can't help myself.
Well, I do try to be. I really was surprised that he was so angry at me. I sold that man a book once.
Oh, that's what they tell me. The schooling's so good in the promised land that everybody knows how to read. I can't wait to learn how to read. I'm so excited.
So, boy, Yaker, what do I do, Yaker? Are you listening to this?
I just want to
Oh,
clarify. Has the train
I'm
already
listening to the
stopped?
whole thing.
It's slowing down. I mean, it takes a while for those old iron horses to.
Yeah.
It's continually
Okay.
slowing down.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, yeah, Florence, why don't you come back here and you and I can talk for a minute? If you'll just excuse us.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to me, even if you felt like you shouldn't. I
Oh,
appreciate it very much.
oh, honey, and I wish you well. May the Lord bless you, because there are so many blessings in this area. We are just lucky to be on this train ride.
Oh, and you be blessed as well. Come here, Florence. Let's talk for a minute.
Sure. What the fuck?
And then as soon as I'm not talking anymore, I'm going to say, I think this is where all the wives and the children of the miners come to die. But I'm whispering to you, like
Yeah.
super low.
And I think they're like lambs to the slaughter and thrilled to be there.
I just can't even imagine what these people are thinking. And we know that the miners, their artifacts wind up showing up places. We know that they're disappearing and they're not coming back. And all these miners that are coming through, if their families were here, there would be hundreds and hundreds of them.
Well, we need to get you some treatment and we need to get home and tell the party, and I don't know.
Yeah, I know that Beau and I spent a long time looking for where the place might be that they had said they were going to bring them, the families, and we couldn't find them where they said where it was supposed to be, outside of town. So I had no
It did
idea. And this
say
is
north of
you had
town, right?
yeah, but this is a lot farther north than they'd
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
And you ride this train every week. This is the first time this has happened.
This is the first time. It's just door to door. Well, city
But
to city.
it makes me wonder if this is the first time this has happened, or if you just got lucky and hadn't seen it before.
I mean, would I have noticed anything about this area, Keeper? Like, would I have known there was not a trail worn down the road at this point? I mean, or is it just like endless scenery, nothing notable?
Yeah, I mean, you would know that the train has never, I mean, you've
Never,
traveled this
yeah.
for years, and the train
Yeah.
has never, ever stopped here, right? There's
Yeah.
no station. There's no indication that the train, I mean, you've never passed anything that would give you reason to think that the train would stop here.
Yeah, I have been on this route for years. However, it's always the same day and the same time, and they could have been moving people on other days, and I wouldn't have a clue.
Is
This
this
is
the
my
same day and
train.
time?
This is
this
when
the
I
same-
always travel. Yeah.
So something's changed in their patterns. If this isn't the first time and this is where they've always been bringing them, then
I mean,
did they add a new day? Are they increasing the number?
I don't know. but obviously they have done this before because we can see a trail, right? You said that there was like or was it just dust, like somebody passing?
Yeah, it was just dust, but it was a lot of dust, right? Like they were
Okay.
bringing a herd of horses down
So
so
and
you could.
I'm gonna look outside, and I want to like I'm hoping like survival or something like I want to look and see. Am I seeing the type of worn trail that I would get used to equating to like a horse trail, like a horse path?
Not at the moment, but only because like there's just so much dust kicked up. And it's a, I mean, I would say that normally if you were passing by on the train, if you were looking for it, but you'd have to be looking for it, you would see a horse trail. But
Gotcha.
s- on a day like today, when all the horses are on the trail and there's dust all up in the air, there's no way to see the trail.
Okay. So the other thing I want to look for besides the trail is, noticeable markers so that if we come back, like on horseback, for example, we can find it again. So, boulders, patterns in the landscape, like just something that Florence and I can notice so that when we come back, we can easily find it again.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden.
Maybe Florence can give you a spot hidden.
I do know the route very well.
Sure. Give me a spot hidden, Florence.
I'm rolling it too, just for fun.
I'll give you advantage on it too, Florence, since you
I
have
actually
traveled this.
probably don't need it. I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Ooh, I got it too.
Oh, well.
I didn't get an extreme, but I got a regular
Okay.
success.
So what you notice there, Florence, is this small grove of trees, and one of them in the middle of this grove of trees, it's taller than all the others, but it's dead. And so it's this really unusual formation that sticks out in your head. And so if you just kind of imagine these leafy green tops with a big dead set of limbs coming out through it, and it really sticks out to you. You're like, oh, I see this every time I ride by. Like I always think about this grove of trees.
Okay, perfect. Has the train come to a stop then?
Yeah, so as y'all are talking, it's coming increasingly slower and slower to a stop, and um, the there's now like quite a bit of commotion outside the train, and the there's a lot of kind of um, what's the word? The like light, like excited commotion moving backwards from you as you hear kind of the women talking to their children and really excitedly telling them that, after she's talked about it, now all you can hear is this word, the promised land, right? And how good it's going to be, and a lot of anticipation in the whole train cabin. And as it comes to a full stop, they get up, and the man who was just like full of swear words and vinegar to you not 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago stands up and just couldn't sound nicer, right? And he says, ladies, I just want you to know that we are now approaching our destination. When this train comes to a stop, there are horses waiting for everybody. We are going to take you and your children. I know everybody must be quite hungry, but we're going to get you there and get you well fed in about an hour or two.
And they're just all moving out. Like, are all of the are most of the people on the train women with children then?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And there's a few dudes kind of scattered in between.
Yeah.
And uh like it wouldn't look abnormally like a train full of women and children. There were enough kind of dudes hanging out that it probably looked like a scattering of families or something like that.
Hmm. Well,
Do
as
the
the
guys have the same? Sorry, Florence,
oh,
real quick.
go
Do
go.
they have the same rough and tumble look that the guy that Florence was talking to?
You can make a spot hidden, but I'll call it at disadvantage since you're a little more focused on your arm at the moment. Do 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 do. Yacker makes his rolls right now, or not? He's staring.
How's is a 91 an epic failure
No,
or just
no,
a
no,
regular failure?
no. You didn't. You and Florence aren't gonna get like thrown in handcuffs and
Okay,
thrown
good.
out the train. It was
At
close
least not
though.
right now.
Yeah,
Not for that
oh,
roll.
yeah, that was close though. I'll give you credit. You were only about five points away.
Good.
You just like it's kind of a blur. You just remember a blur of faces as you walked down the aisle, right? As your fever kind of took over. Sitting in the seat, you've kind of regained some of that, but as you walked in the train, it's a little bit blurry.
So I just, I think Florence, we just have to sit and wait and, keep your gun handy just in case something happens, but keep it hidden. And as long as no one comes after us, hopefully the train starts back up and we can head on to Deadwood.
Yeah, yeah. But Florence just has to do one thing very quickly. She's just going to reach out as the woman sitting right behind her passes, just reach out and lightly grab like her wrist and just say, just be careful. Things aren't as good as they seem.
Make a stealth roll.
Stealth roll. Fuck. She can't just let her go to her death. I rolled an 83.
Okay. A keeper can't pass up an opportunity to let you roll for that one. All right.
I know.
Yeah. As you reach out, you catch her wrist and she just ignores you, right? She is just, her eyes are straight ahead on the gentleman, and he cuts a look back at you, and you drop your hand before he can see that you've made contact with her.
Yeah.
And you feel
I'd call that
you
one
feel
lucky.
you actually feel this deep sense of loss, Florence. You're a very, kind of in tune character, and you can feel the dread as she in yourself. You feel the doom as she walks away. Nice timing with that cough, Yacker.
Yeah. I just wish I could do something. I say only very quietly to Yacker.
Jump off the tree, follow them.
I mean, you can. There's lots you can do.
Yeah,
I
so many
mean-
ways to die.
You feel the cabin of the train starting to empty out, right? You
Yeah.
all of a sudden feel this overwhelming solitude as you realize that you and Yacker are going to be left alone in this train car. You're going to be the only two people in it after this
There
stop.
are usually some other people on the train. Did we
So
miss a
many
memo?
people just got off. There were so many of them.
Oh my goodness.
All those people.
Oh
Don't
my goodness.
listen to him.
Oh,
Joe,
They're-
he's about to get eaten
they're
by a
going
rabid
to their
policeman badger.
deaths.
Them.
And so
Don't listen to him.
you
He's just trying to have you die alongside him, being a fucker.
you can't help but peek out the window and you see, I mean, you're overwhelmed by this sadness, right? There's women and children just climbing on horses, and these men are like putting the children on the horses next to the women, and there's so much joy in their faces and so much hope as you look out the window. Boy, words you don't think you
Yeah.
hear that often in Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah,
Joy and
well,
hope.
And I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna say, Florence, think about what we could do right now. Even if we went out there and shot up every single one of those men, the women and children are going to be terrified, and they're not going to understand. They're going to think we're trying to keep them from the promised land. So there is no way
it's
to
like
help
a
them right
cult.
now. It's like, yeah. And so the only thing we can do is hopefully get me healed, get back, gather up the group, and see if we can go there and end this. But just shooting up those guys isn't going to help them.
That's an amazing fever dream, Yacker.
Yeah. Are you a little biased though, Yaker? Let's see.
I'm sorry. Was I interrupting? You're eating a human. I'm sorry. Did my little speech keep you from gnawing on a man's rib?
Some blueberry chipotle ribs, if you haven't had them.
Oh,
They're out of this
God.
world.
Well, Florence is not getting off the train.
All right. Anything
She's
this
way too
keeper-
pragmatic for that. There's
Any-
nowhere to hide. There's no
Okay.
way home.
Okay. And you feel the what are those things called on the wheels of the train? Those horizontal
They're
bars.
called chukka-chukkas, chukka-chukkas, chukka-chukka.
Well, the chukka-chukkas, you feel them start to go in motion, and you feel a slow jolt as the train starts to move forward. You feel an aching loss in the pit of your stomach, and that woman's head is kind of emblazoned in your mind. You see the horses start to jog off down the trail with all those women and children. Make a sanity roll.
Fuck. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
See how this sounds.
What'd you say, Harold?
I was gonna say, let's see how this sounds. I got a train interior sound, but it sounds more like a
She didn't-
European
that's
train
Beige.
She
interior.
didn't
Oh,
sound.
I
do-
did. I rolled so fucking well. I just didn't want to interrupt. I rolled a 5.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, you're starting to steel yourself to the harsh realities of life in the West.
Yeah.
Lawrence is learning
Yeah, you
things
look
she
at
never wanted to learn.
you look at Yaker and his sweating, and you think of probably all the women and children that have already taken this path, and that you have to steel yourself for a bigger fight, and you focus on your sister. You just look straight forward, and you see the town of Deadwood in your mind, and you think about your sister. You only take 1 point of sanity loss.
Okay.
And with that, we will go for a break.
Okay, sounds good. We will pause it here. Everybody take 8-10 minutes, and we will see you on the other side. And we're back from break. Michael, let's get us going again.
All right. And I think we will cut away now back to Gerald's house, where Quentin was standing on the precipice of doom. I mean, of the basement.
Porch of Doom.
Porch of doom.
So, Michael, so that we can envision and make sure that I'm getting this right. So, with Harold's success on his mechanical repair roll to make a crazy torch, I'm envisioning a torch, sort of a cross between a torch and a giant flashlight, but like a torch at the end that somehow has a mechanism to draw oxygen in to really get it burning really good and hot. But then there's a polished metal, almost like one of those dog collar things.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
on the back of an old kerosene lantern.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, a polished reflector so that it shines all that light forward.
Wow.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, there was enough crap like in the faux invention area,
Mhm.
like the front, that you could easily, I think, find those pieces to put something like that together. And with your mechanical roll, I think that makes sense.
Sweet.
The problem that it doesn't account for, right, that any of these things, right, including Quentin's electric light, is the issue of the sand in the air, the dirt in the air.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So you, Harold, I see you have your intriguing apparatus there. Shall we take it down into the in the basement, or are we steeled for such an endeavor, or do we want to stay up here? I'm going down. I hope someone comes with me, but if you feel you don't want to, I won't hold it against you. It's extremely dangerous and probably a one-way trip.
Well, you're really selling it pretty good there, but I do think I want to get down there eventually. I just think I'd like to try and do it in maybe some way that's not quite so dangerous.
Well,
Like maybe we can lure some of these animals out of there first.
I'm not so sure. sure we have the time for that with what's going on in these tremors. I believe it's now or never. So at that, Quentin takes a torch from one of the Beau. Perhaps he made one.
Yep.
And I said, I say to Beau, Beau, if you wish to come down, I join us. But if you want to stay up top here, I understand. And,
Well, what the hell? I was born to have adventure.
wow.
I have a double barrel shotgun, so 2 shots for the price of 1.
Okay,
So-
well, I'll make my way down first. And hand me a torch and let's light it and see what we could do.
Okay, I like the 2 torches that I threw together. Hand one to Quentin. I have the other.
We light them up with whatever lighting device we have. I assume Harold has something around.
Sure.
And then I have some matches from the general store as well. And I descend down the rope ladder, I believe it is.
Hey, can you just give me a little dex roll?
Absolutely. Let me get this.
And that's
got
where
a,
Quentin falls to his death.
I've got a riding ring on my shotgun.
Ooh,
They would use those to hook them to the horse saddle. So I can hook the ring to a clip on my waist, so I can just have it there, swing it up when I need to, and hold the torch with the other, and
Okay.
shoot from the hip with the shotgun.
Oh, I like that. Okay, very nice. Very nice.
Quentin misses his dex roll.
Okay, but not fatally, right?
Not terribly, no.
Okay. So you're just heavily injured, right? Holding this torch, going down and you fall down the last few rungs of the ladder, but you hold on to the torch. As you fall, you land hard on your ass, and you just have like a really uneasy feeling in your stomach, and you think that you hear growling, and it's really hard to see because as you kicked up more dust in the air, and it's reflecting most of your light back into a fog.
You're immediately devoured by rabbits.
With very, very sharp teeth.
So I have the at that, I guess from just having a sense for it, I would start swishing around the torch. That's why I wanted them to keep vicious animals at bay, like you do with wolves around camp.
Yeah, and Quentin, who normally has a very cool head about him, a little bit of panic starts to sink into his body as he swings the torch around.
Okay, I don't go down quite yet. I want to have a moment or two to see if he gets devoured.
That's exactly what I was doing.
But if he screams for help, I'll be right down there.
If he goes the way of the hand we dropped down earlier.
Yeah. He's the one with the drive. I'm just.
All right, Beau. So from you're about 12 feet up, right?
Yep.
Maybe if you're not on your belly, even a little further, maybe 14 feet. And as you look down, right, you see the swirl of the flames flickering in the cloud of sand, and you hear the thud probably as he hit the ground.
Quentin, what happened down there?
I fell on my ass.
Oh, anything eating you?
Nope, just my ass is broken. And there's a large crack down the middle of it now. And there's animals on me.
Ba-dum-bum.
I hear growling, and they're very close. Another torch would be good. I'm going to keep them at bay the best I can. And then I have my satchel on my other side, and I'm keeping a few of the items handy, ready to snatch quickly if I need to.
Harold, how many of those animals could possibly have gotten out?
All of them.
I suppose if the cages broke, all of them could have gotten out.
But they were down there for quite a while. Why would the cages suddenly break?
Well, that would probably be from the dynamite.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot all about the dynamite. Yeah.
And I gotta say, like, if there's a bunch of these creatures and they're all infected, isn't there a chance they're gonna eat each other?
One would hope.
Right.
So the one remaining is the one that effectively ate all the others.
So, Keeper, do I know the answer to that question of how many there were? I mean, I would have seen roughly how many creatures there were, and I would know how many I rigged the cages for.
Yeah, you did a pretty thorough count, and let's see, there would have been about 30 animals down there.
Okay. So at this point, Quentin is going to do the Dungeons and Dragons maneuver of casting the old spell Grease. So he pulls from his satchel. He has the oil that he had taken from the general store, and much like the simple spell, he tosses it in front of him onto the floor, so it spreads out nice and wide, and then touches the
Okay, then thank God I didn't go down.
and touches the torch to the floor.
Okay, I just want to clarify before we go through with this, right? You kind of have a good idea of the layout of this area. Which tunnel are you throwing the grease down?
So there was the left tunnel that went to the animals. There was
Yes.
the center tunnel that went to the abomination, and then the right tunnel went towards the lab.
Correct.
I wanted to go to the left, where it would be more of the animals, and
Okay. And the animals were more of a doorway off of the left tunnel. So,
but I'm assuming some of them, obviously, well, we know now, have strayed out of that room.
yep.
And are in this area, because I know the area that we came into was very small, so there wouldn't be anything behind me. So basically, it's caring for the area in front of Quentin.
Okay.
So the oil would be spread down to basically the fork where it goes off to the animals and the abomination.
Okay. So you throw the grease, you light the fire, and there's a good blaze that just kind of flies up in front of you. And unlike the flower bomb, it produces a significant flame. It flares up and then moves down to probably a couple of inches, enough that an animal probably wouldn't walk through it, but nothing that you couldn't step over.
Great.
How you doing down there, Quentin? You ready for us to come down yet?
I believe you can. I'm just clearing the area in front of me with fire and oil. It's perfectly safe.
Oh, okay, I'm going to go down. Can I see his torch through the dust? Do I see like a little?
Yeah, you would definitely see some glowing going down that way. Sure.
I just start moving towards that glowing.
And did any animals howl or screech or do anything that when the fire flared up? Because I did hear growling near me, so that's why I was doing that.
Yeah. You didn't hear anything when you did that.
Interesting. Very well.
I'll start heading down too.
And I explained to Beau, Beau, you've never been down here before. I said, as it gets closer, there's 3 tunnels. The right-hand side goes to a laboratory, the center to an abomination of unknown, and to the left, the laboratory that had the animals that Harold wants to get to.
And Quentin, can you make a sanity roll for me?
Absolutely. It's getting lower every day.
Yep.
What is it now? Holy shit. Wow.
That didn't sound good.
Huh.
Holy
3.
shit, wow.
Not even close. But
okay.
89.
Okay. You don't lose sanity for this roll, but Beau, as you climb down the ladder and you hit the ground, you hear Quentin unmistakably say, "Grab those ropes! All hands put side! The waves are moving!" and he throws a couple of more like spouts of jargon about stabilizing the ship.
Do I hear this on my way down the ladder?
Absolutely, you do, Harold.
All right. I sort of stop halfway down the ladder, and I'm questioning my decision.
That would be the Pequod. That's the ship.
Yeah, Harold, what the hell's going on with him?
I mean, I think he's kind of making me look like not so crazy.
Is this that thing Florence was talking about?
Yeah,
where
that's
he,
it.
He
That's
visited Captain, or
yeah,
he
Ahab.
visited, or
Yeah.
whoever that
The guy
feller
who
was
wrote
that
it.
wrote the book. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
this
read,
is-
so
this
I
is
don't
it.
know.
Yeah.
Can I do a psychology roll hearing that from up above?
Oh yeah. And as y'all are whispering and he's doing his psychology roll, Quentin shouts back again. Ready the harpoon! They're dead ahead! Ready it now, I say.
I got a regular success.
Okay. And what do you want to know, Phil?
D- does
What,
this,
what exactly is this psychology about? I mean,
yeah, fair
everybody's
question.
everybody's fucking crazy.
He sounds off, but does this sound like a brief sort of psychotic flare, or does it sound to me like he has bought hook, line, and sinker into this alternative persona?
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds like a moment of intensity where he's just confusing the situation.
Just
And
like a surge is hitting him like a wave. Okay.
And then Quentin will dive in with this wonderful quote from Moby Dick. All my means are sane, my motive and my object mad. And there we go.
I don't know, Harold. He's the one leading the way. I don't feel too confident with it anymore. Do you know, once you get down there, do you know what the hell to do?
Well, my confidence is definitely shaken since that hand got it. I'm not so sure
I was
that
gonna
this
go
is
down and stay at the intersection he was talking about, and where the animals are, and I'm just gonna sit up there with my shotgun. I figured you could go in, peek in, see how dangerous it looks, and if I have to cover you and you come running out, I'll take care of anything that's chasing after you. But I don't know what the hell is going on with Quentin. I don't think we can trust him to lead us anywhere.
he does seem to get a little wacky when he goes down in this cave system.
Yeah. Do you guys want you want anything to entice or distract creatures down there? I got some
Pieces of
bag.
Gerald.
You got some Gerald?
Okay. I stuffed his bladder with some of his organ meat that I've chopped up into a bit of a paste.
Well, I think why don't you come down and maybe spread that around in the central or the rightmost cave to like bring the crazy ones away from us.
I've got plenty of work up here to do, so I'm just going to.
So
make
what kind of work would that be that you're doing?
Oh, you gotta cover up for the insurance company. I don't know why.
See, I tell you, my accent's catchy.
God damn it.
Look at Yacker.
No, I mean, you really want me up here making sure I've got some extra little goodie bags for those creatures down there. I can keep passing them down to you, and I'll.
I think it'd be real helpful if you came down and passed them out.
Oh, well, you're still there on that ladder. I can't get down that.
I'm only going to be on this ladder for another few seconds.
And
I'm
don't
heading
we
off
want
it.
someone keeping watch? Last time I hear somebody went down a ladder, there were problems where they couldn't get back up for a period of time for some reason or another. And I think
I have to agree. I have to agree with Phil. We need someone up above in case Quentin gets all twisted up in the head again.
So I'll put out my
tries
here
to
and have
talk his way up the ladder.
Now, just to play devil's advocate here, we do want someone at the top of that ladder that we can trust completely.
Yep. Okay. Phil, do you have a gun?
I have a gun that I helped go up the side of the house. Please, I my own boots.
That was interesting.
I'm a humble man.
I don't know if that's the best argument.
Yeah, I'm not
Phil,
sure if that was...
Come on, Phil ain't done nothing against us.
That's true. That's,
You
Think of the
know?
right I did by Leon.
Now, if we were dead, I wouldn't trust him not to eat our innards. But as long as we're alive, I think he's fully trustworthy.
And there's plenty of food around.
he does make some
Phil?
questionable decisions, though.
As y'all are debating this, Phil, I need you to make a luck roll, and I need Beau and Harold to each make dexterity rolls.
Okay.
I'm most of the way down the ladder.
Oh yeah, easy.
Oh,
Easy success.
oh! I thought it was bad. It's a 009. That's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got a
okay.
It's an
006.
Extreme success.
So we're
Wow.
like doing backflips off this thing.
Like
Hey,
Elf.
woo.
So
You
what?
jump down onto my hands and I flip you up and you do a,
No, you don't. There's no jumping down. You hold on to the ladder very, very steadily as it starts to shake back and
Oh.
forth in
Oh, dear.
undulating waves and fill the whole floor of that side of the house. Remember, y'all stuck dynamite under kind of that.
yeah.
That
Don't say y'all. There's no y'all there. This would be a Philip thing.
I was there with Phil. I was totally part of the
yeah.
the
That
decision to
dynamite-
blow shit up.
That whole side of the house, Phil, you see it just kind of parts of it drop down into the ground through the doorway, where like the kitchen and that end of the living room or whatever invention room used to be. You see it just fall into the earth, and y'all are on this ladder that just like
Harold, we got to get the hell out of here, friend.
Well, we got a new split level. That's the good news.
You know, once this all collapses, we can excavate to see what survived. If any animals are left alive, we can get them out. Quentin,
We've started an
Quentin, did you
architectural
feel
trend.
that? We got to get the hell out of here. This whole place is gonna collapse.
I did sense that. We just have a few things to do.
No,
and
I think we're heading out now.
Well, yeah, we're bugging out. Wait, they didn't say
I-
that back in the old West. That was Vietnam.
I do feel like I wasted my time making this here torch, but I think I'm just gonna not use it.
I think you guys got to push through with that courage. Keep on
Oh,
going.
you're one to talk about courage there.
You're welcome to.
Lily-livered Phil.
Excuse me. I've had plenty of liver, and I'm not lily livered.
Well, I'm saying, please, Harold, get up there. You're blocking the
I'm
way.
going.
Okay, and I'm going right
going.
after Harold.
Quentin, there's dirt falling down on your head, and
that's fine. So
Okay.
Quentin at this point has just one thing he needs to do, and he had planned on and was ready to do it. So he has his satchel
Uh-oh, here it goes.
and has a fuse, has
Yep.
the dynamite in it.
Is he
And
nice enough to wait till we get out of the house, or is he just
better get going.
total loon mode?
And this is Ahab going for his Moby Dick. So that would be the center corridor. So he throws more oil to the left on the floor where the animals would be coming from because they're not important.
They
Lights it
are.
on
Yeah,
fire.
they
And
are.
while
They're
he's doing
important.
all this lengthy thinking, we're hauling ass out of there.
Mhm.
Oh, there's no thinking. He's just reacting at this.
Oh, I hear the wheels are turning slow.
Mhm.
That's great.
And
Quentin,
he goes forward down towards the center hallway towards the abomination where it was coming from, the
Yep.
voices and everything that was in his head. And
Okay.
Yep, giving us plenty of time to get out. He's slowly
I mean, that's
walking
what
down
all
the
of 10
hallway.
He's
feet?
monologuing.
That must have taken all of 10 seconds. I don't know.
Phil, you're sitting right up there too.
And then
I wouldn't.
doesn't have a very big quote for this one, but he does have my body is but the less of my better being, and he lights the satchel fuse.
whoa, right before you light the satchel fuse,
Mhm.
at the end of that room, you see the most alluring purple glow. And it's behind all of the dust and the debris that's falling, but it's the most gorgeous purple. It's you're totally awestruck by it. So much so, give me a POW roll.
Got it. 27. Got it.
Okay, so it's your narrative then. What you do with this beautiful purple glow beyond the falling dirt
I
in
just
the
had
ceiling.
one question.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin, did you tell any of us that you had the satchel and what your plan was? Because
No.
otherwise,
I knew he had dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I sussed that out right from the beginning when he said he was going to the store and he had a satchel, and I was like, "You intend to blow that house up?" So I knew he had it on him. I know he's crazy. Maybe I need to do like a roll to see whether I put those two together.
Yeah, I mean that seems like it's hard to kind of separate out the Chris from the Beau in that one. So let's give it an idea roll. Your intelligence.
38. Not too bright.
Really not.
No, I have a 60. So yep,
Okay.
I
All right. So you're able to.
I think
you're
it's
able
a
to-
I think it's a possibility. Hey everybody, old unhinged Quentin's got a packet of dynamite down there. I'm not saying he's crazy enough to use it, but that just adds, I think that lights an extra bit of fire underneath us to haul ass out of here.
Where's the big kaboom? All right. So, yeah, all right. I guess that makes some sense there, Beau. I guess, good luck there, Quentin.
And
Or
while
Ahab.
you're talking to Quentin, me and Harold are just
Um,
running
Oh, no,
past you.
we're going, we're running, we're leaving. You guys were climbing up and I yelled that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of overlap here. Quentin, what are you doing?
I'm this glow. It's I try to suss out because I am incredibly suspicious that it's just a something to allure victims. It's much like a lure that an animal would do to bring in its prey. So that's the sense I get that what it is. It's to calm my senses for a moment because the creature is sensing the danger to it because it had wrapped itself into my mind. So I understand that it's wrapped into my mind and I know it's sensing the danger. So what I'm sensing is that it's trying to put on a facade and fool me.
It's
This
very,
sounds like the
very
Sicilian
circuitous.
moment in The Princess Bride. But everybody knows.
And I know that you. So Quentin feels it's all a charade by the creature to make the creature to make it seem like it's a safe haven, a safe zone of being.
Okay.
But he does want to. If I have the ability to use intelligence or perhaps my newfound mythos, the Cthulhu mythos, to suss that out, to see if in fact it could be a safe environment and the creature has left, and this is the only light that's left behind by the Lamava or whatever it is, or if the creature is in fact still there. My mythos is terribly low. It's only a 15, but mix that with intelligence or whatever, and that's what Quentin wants to do.
All right. Give me a roll.
All right. Holy crap, a 6.
All right.
Zero.
So
Wow.
you flip back. You got your mythos from kind of traveling through all of those spaces, right? And so
Use my mythos, I have to lose some sanity, you told me.
yes. But so you're traveling back in your mind through all of that time that you spent with Herman Melville, and you remember the candles now as you were sitting at the desk with him were all a purple glow, and you also remember that when you were spending time in the presence of the beast, there was absolutely no glow in that room, and you think that this might be, as you kind of travel back through your memories and you're deeply affected by these moments and the presence, that you don't feel the presence of the being there, right? In fact, all of a sudden you realize, as Ahab, the ship has righted. There's no waves colliding against the side of the ship. You're alone on the sea right now. It's calm again. And you wonder if that purple glow isn't the vestiges that the creature left behind.
Well worth the usage of sanity. So how
But
much?
you said you already lit the fuse.
Well, Michael,
No,
stop.
I stopped him. I stopped
Oh,
him
okay.
because he wouldn't have. I had to stop him so that he could make a choice based on the purple glow.
Okay.
Make a sanity roll.
2. Holy shit.
Yeah, because you're somewhat protected, right? You're in this Ahab mentality, and so you're putting all of this in the metaphor of the ship, and so in your mind, the ship has righted, the sea has calmed, and so through that vision, you're able to hold on to those little tiny bits of sanity.
And I call out. I said, "The whale is," to my friends who are behind me, and
they're fleeing. They probably we can do listen rolls, but they're all racing away.
And that's fine. I got that. But I call out that the whale is not present. It has moved on. The seas are quiet. And I step into that room, but I am aware of the animals, and I'm wondering if the animals will have avoided this room. That's what I'm thinking.
So as you step into that room, there's no dust whatsoever. It's completely clear. And the room is almost blindingly purple from this form in the wall. And it's unlike, in fact, it takes you another sanity roll just to look into it.
3.
Look at you. Ahab stares off, right? And as you stare into this formless void, you think of the dark oceans that so many sailors went through and steered themselves even when clouds obscured all the stars, and they looked forward to their direction, and they knew unto the night that that was for them. And that's what you're staring at.
And Quentin, then, if he knows and feels to the bottom of his being, that's the way, because it is not down on any map. True places never are. And he steps forward.
Okay. And all right, so we'll cut away from this scene while all three of you are upstairs. Quentin, I just want to make sure I hear you right. You have stepped into the purple light.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, Florence and Yaker, the train's rolling into Deadwood, and it's if there's any conversation you want to have after the people left the train, I should invite y'all to have that right now.
I would just say, as we're rather than about the people, but about Deadwood, Yaker, would you like me to leave you at the hospital and go see Rose, or would you feel more comfortable if I stayed with you, and then when you're done, we could meet her together?
Let's see what they're going to do. My guess is that they're going to have to keep me for a couple days, so I might have to meet you back in Deadwood, depending on, or at the Bloodstone, depending on what they do.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Just depends if they got to put the leeches on me, if they're going to have to bleed me, if they're going to have to rid my system of imps and ghouls. Just depends on
So many options at a modern hospital. Better than anything you could get in Bloodstone.
Well, y'all didn't even try the other healer.
Sage. Yeah.
Yaker, make a Constitution roll at disadvantage. And we'll see how well this does for him.
I'm sure it's going to be totally fine.
I mean, he's looking better already, you know?
That sounds great. I think it's good. I think it's good.
Are you sure it's a disadvantage?
I'm hopeful.
Oh, this is a high 90s roll. I feel it.
This is a 96.
Oh,
Oh
Yucker.
no.
Oh.
All right.
Yucker shit the bed.
There is nothing worse than giving Michael this power. I'm sorry, but there's something fucking twisted about this.
All right. So you lose 4 points of health, and the pain just radiating up your arm and into your chest is absolutely excruciating. And the you just see blackness. And as this train pulls into town, Florence, Yaker passes out, right, and falls down in the chair of the train. And Yaker's a sturdy dude, and all of a sudden he's just out.
And if I wake up, non-responsive.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we stopped?
Yeah, the train is stopping. So this happens as you're kind of wheeling into Deadwood, talking about,
Yeah.
whether you're going to take him to see Rosamund or to the hospital. And he's like just out.
Okay. I'm just gonna lean out of the train and yell, "Somebody help me! This man needs a hospital!" Into the station.
Okay. And they all pull out their cell phones and just start filming you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Make a luck roll.
That's gotta be good. It's a 25. Oh yeah, that's real good. That's good.
Okay. All right. And so your two men come kind of running up from the station, and they look reasonably dressed. Not quite like lawmen, but they're definitely like, "What's the matter, ma'am?"
I'm just trying to move my friend, and can you help me? I have to get him to the hospital.
Oh,
And I just start
hit,
like,
hit the bottle a little too hard, did he?
No, actually, it's too long to explain. Could you please help me?
And
He did something really stupid.
as you grab his arm to help lift him up, you can feel the crunching under your fingers.
This can't be good.
Kind of like Rice Krispies right under his skin, right?
Oh.
And just you can, yeah, you feel like snapping and popping under the skin as you gently kind of squeeze his arm.
why is,
For God's sake, cut open the fabric and describe what you see.
Oh God.
No.
You have to let it air out.
No.
All right. And make another luck roll.
Yeah, to see if you vomit.
I'm actually rolling really well today. It's a 7.
Oh, cool.
Yaker, you might make it.
Yeah.
He ain't got the smallpox, does he?
No, absolutely not. He just his arm here is a little funny. And I tear it open to show them.
Oh God.
You people are the worst.
As you kind of tear open the cloth, there's just like spidery purple kind of running through the arm, and a smell of rot just kind of wafts up and slaps you in the face. And it just the skin looks off, and like the texture's wrong, and it's not looking good at all. But the guys say to you, as long as he ain't got the pox, then we'll help you with him, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right. And so you want us to take him to the hospital, right?
Yeah, the hospital.
All right. And so as your sight of Deadwood as you step into the town is right, the bustling kind of city of Deadwood, much more much more metropolitan than the historical Deadwood, right? Bloodstone is more like the historical Deadwood, and Deadwood in this scenario has a little more cosmopolitan attitude about it. And you see the two guys kind of dragging Yak, like they've got one under
I'm trying
each
to
arm.
help too. I mean,
They just kind of bustle him off. They just shrug you off, and you're standing on the train as they quickly kind of drag him down the street towards the hospital, and you feel compelled.
not
to
for
go see
nothing,
well,
what's
but
no,
going
I
on.
mean, I
not
would
really
hurry
that-
after. I'm not just gonna let them
Oh,
take
okay.
him.
Okay. All right. Then
and
you
not for
hurry
nothing, but
after.
my size is 40, so they don't have to work too hard to pick me
Oh,
up and
okay.
carry
Oh, they
me.
don't. Okay. All right. I've
Well,
always.
you're short, but you're like a fire plug, so you got
Yeah, I've got
muscle
some weight.
to
I
you.
mean, but yes, I'm
Yeah.
definitely strong. you
Yeah.
know, but
Right. Two strong cowboys.
careful of that arm.
oh,
I mean, I am
So bad.
definitely going to at least see him to the hospital because I want to be there to tell the doctor the situation.
Okay. All right. So you arrive, and by a hospital, it's like it's a 2-story building, right? And you kind of arrive at the reception desk, and there's nurses running around, and just kind of I mean, I can't imagine that a hospital in 1892 smells all that great, right? Like, not a whole lot of disinfectant going on and things like that. So, the odor of the whole place kind of wafts you, hits you in the face, and the two guys look back at you and they say, "Ma'am, we're gonna drop him in that chair right there, and best of luck to you and your friend here."
Thank you. That is more than I would have hoped for.
Okay. And probably, I'm gonna guess this is gonna be a good place to pause for the night. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Wow. Things are going so well for
stupid
everybody.
96.
I was just waiting for Phil to post some sort of horrific image. I was pretty sure he's looking them up right now.
Oh, I mean, I was sending them to the keeper. so-
Yeah,
Oh, were you?
Yeah, Phil was feeding me those nice little bits.
So are we stopping?
Feeding.
Yeah, we're
feeding-
stopping.
Feeding you is the appropriate term.
Oh God.
Is
Oh.
his skin the texture of cottage cheese?
Mm,
Oh.
Moldy cottage cheese.
No, it was more. I was describing gas gangrene, clostridial infection. So you get these little air pockets that
Ooh.
can form under the skin, and when you push on them, it feels a little bit like Rice Krispies.
Oh God, you're still talking.
Okay.
Oh.
So can we end the show now?
Can you
What?
pop them like bubble wrap?
Not on the surface, but you get that sort of sensation.
No, really. Can we end the show now?
Yeah,
I'm
Yaker
trying to
makes
put my
really good.
earpiece back in.
Hey, that's it. If you join us on Patreon, we'll use Yaker's skin as packing material for your miniature.
Oh, God. All right.
Now we can end.
Thank you. Good Lord. So thanks for joining us tonight under the library. You can find us on Twitter at Under the LIB and online at underthelibrary.com. For myself, for Michael, Rick, Wayne, Emily, Scott, and Chris, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.